In today's video, I'm going to be sharing 3 game-changing techniques that have transformed my approach to screen printing. To put these tips to the test, I'm going to be reworking one of my most popular designs with these techniques to highlight everything I've learned over the last 15 years in this industry. By the end of the video, you'll be able to see if these techniques actually improve the older design. The design I'll be working on is from my tarot deck. This is by far one of my most popular designs I've ever made. I originally designed this with only one color, which made it simple and cost-effective for me to print when I was getting started. But now that I have my own print shop, I'm gonna give this design the layers and the love that it's always deserved. Before we dive into the tips, we need to talk about the first crucial step, your file prep. This is where success or chaos starts. If you don't get it right, it's gonna cost you time and money later on. Double check for random artifacts, add registration marks if needed, and be sure that your file is absolutely flawless before burning your screens. You're gonna save a boatload of time if you only have to burn screens once. Tip number 1, layering inks to create dimension. Layering inks is a game changer for creating depth and dimension. I'm gonna be adding a neon orange over the scarlet red in this design. If you wanna pull off this effect, you're gonna need a flash dryer, but these highlights are really gonna make this design pop. When you layer inks like this, it gives your prints a dynamic, 3D effect that you can't really get with just flat colors. Again, this tip is not gonna work without a flash, but you don't need anything fancy. You can snag one of these automatics from Amazon. I'll put a link in my description. Tip number 2, using subtle textures as a layer, even if it's not a prominent color. On this design, I'm gonna be doing a black on black layer. It may not seem obvious at first, but this effect will add depth and complexity to the design. It can be a slick way to make your design stand out and seem more professional. Mastery of any craft comes through in the subtle details. Life is barely long enough to get good at one thing, so be careful what you get good at and take pride in your work. Tip number 3 is all about the heat press. As far as I'm concerned, the secret weapon of all manual print shops is definitely the heat press. For those of you who are unaware, like I was recently, heat pressing your screen printed design is a massive difference in quality. It's the final step after your t-shirt goes through the conveyor dryer. You can use these sheets for a gloss finish, or you can use newspaper for a matte finish. Either look great, it just kind of depends on the vibe you're going for. This is a perfect example of how crunchy the ink can be when using a manual press. And after the heat press, clean. Here's the difference between the old version and the new version. I personally couldn't be happier with the new design, but I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Oh, and just so you guys know, I make t-shirts of all of my stuff, t-shirts, hoodies, all that. So if you're in the market, if you wear clothes, are you a human that wears clothes? I sell clothes, so.